if you guys are in need for extra space, well, check this out. We'll take a look at this M.2 NVMe. This is 500 gigs, but you could buy additional space in there. You could buy up to a 2 terabyte station, all right? So this is one of many, of course. Now, if you guys notice, this is an NVMe. It has a cutout here, and I am gonna list the different types of different drives that they have, all right? Now, this one right here is perfect for those that are hungry for space on your PlayStation 5 or additional space for your PC, which you probably have a lot of Steam games that you want to load them up. This is a perfect place. Now, on top of it, it comes with the actual chip. This is a NVMe Gen 4. It has up to 5,000 megabytes per second of transfer rate. Now, on this thing, the only reason I got it was for PlayStation 5. I have a nephew that's constantly running out of space, and if he doesn't have the Pro, he has a regular basic version that, you know, you're just limited to some space. So they give you a little Phillips in here to actually remove the actual components, and also additional screws for any kind of motherboard that you have in here. So if you guys can see, I have an external drive here. My recommendation, if you ever buy these M.2s, and they do get hot, all right, and the more stuff you do, or if you're playing off of it, I recommend you getting a thermal tape installed in here, right? You could just purchase it and install it and make sure it keeps it cool. But in this case, I don't need it because it's only temporary. So in order to set up these, you can set it up on your motherboard, or you can set it up on external drives. They do have NVMe external drives. And of course, the transfer rate is going to be slower because you're doing a USB Type 4, a Type C, I'm sorry. So once you set these up, you're pretty much just locking in place, and that's it. So I'm going to show you guys how to configure something like this one if you want to use it for your PC. All right, when you're installing something like this, I just plugged it in right now, and I'm going to show you. If you have Windows 11, this is pretty much where you have to go into. You go into, right click on here. You have to go into where it says not device management, but you have to go into disk management, all right? And it's not going to identify it yet. It might pop out. Well, sometimes it just popped, like today, it just popped out right away. It says, do you want to continue creating the actual boot sequence? I'm not going to create a boot master because I'm not going to run Windows out of this, but I am going to create a GPT connection. So they give you multiple options. So you're just going to go with the letter that we currently have. And here's the option that I was talking about. NTFS is secure and encrypted. You could transfer higher than 5 gigs on this one. All right, we're gonna grab a couple gigs. I would say maybe up to 2 gigs. We're gonna transfer all these videos. Let me see how much space we can transfer. So this is about 4.9, close to 5, all right? So we're gonna drag it in there, and we're gonna see the transfer rate on the actual drive itself. And if you guys can see it, it's transferring pretty quick right now because, like I said, it's a 4th gen. It's gonna jam in here. If you guys can see, it's gonna take up to 2 minutes. And right now we're looking at up to 37, but it's gonna pick up, and it fluctuates, all right? So don't be worrying about if it goes over 13 or 12. It's going to pick up to 40 to 37 right now, if you guys can see. And it depends also on the cable that you're transferring. If you're transferring on a Type C, but older version of Type C, you're not going to get the speeds that you want, of course. But if you have the new, which is a Type C 5 version or 4, you're going to get a faster transfer rate on that. So here we have a PlayStation 5. We're going to go ahead and upgrade the drive, all right? Give it more space, because when you buy it, you only get the internal space. But we got fortunate enough to have this M.2 that we're going to upgrade it. Give them more space so they can add more stuff, more games. So go ahead and remove it. If you guys can see that, there is a screw in here. It goes up to 80 millimeters, all right? And it gives you the different format, if you guys can see. So right now, we're gonna go ahead and remove one of the screws that we have in here. All right. Make sure you get the little cap, because that's what's gonna push it up. M.2, make sure the copper is facing. Goes embedded in the bottom. Put the little silver cap down. And then we top it up with the screw. All right, we got it set up in here. My recommendation down the line, if it starts getting overheated, you want to make sure maybe buy a thermal tape in here and add it in there. For now, we set it up. All right, so now that we got the M.2 Gen 4 set up, it's going to ask us to do, we're going to say, we're going to format. So we move it down to format, and it's going to start formatting automatically the card, telling you that it's installed. And I'm going to show you guys right now.
a space storage, so we can add additional games if we want, or you want to save your process, you can save it through there. So hit OK, hit OK, hit OK, and it's gonna run a couple of minutes, seconds, and later down the line you can make it your main drive, but because it's 500 gigs, I will keep it as a backup. All right, we're gonna go storage to see the space, if you guys can see that. And now we're gonna go into the M.2, and there it is. That's how much you have space. Now, when you start saving things, you're gonna see it line up in here, and that's and if you need to reformat it, they give you that option too here. So also available.